M0FXB, welcome back to the channel. Please subscribe to my channel and become part of our community. So let's talk Icom 705 or Yaesu FTX field version. So we're not going to talk about the 100-watt thing. We're just going to focus on two 10-watt radios. So I believe when the battery is disconnected from the Yaesu FTX, it's 6 watts, and with the 705, it's 5 watts. Now, I'm not Yaesu or Icom. This video is for entertainment purposes. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I just, I look at the brochures. I'm passionate about my hobby. I love all the products and I just go through it. So first thing we're going to talk about is the dual receive, because I think that's the #1 reason why I would go, say, for the FTX rather than the 705. The 705 is single receive, okay? You can see it there, very clear on the picture. You've got HF on the screen there. And yeah, you can tap the screen and you can easily change that to VHF, UHF, 6 meters, airband, no problem at all. But you will only ever hear one at a time. Now, you could probably turn on a dual watch type thing, add a couple of memory channels and then cycle through them very quickly. But you're not going to get that simultaneous receive. The FTX field has got VHF, UHF on either both sides, or VHF and HF. You've even got, and it says it here in the instructions, C4FM on the left and C4FM on the right at the same time, and it's simultaneous receive. It's not full duplex, it's not crossband. When someone says, well, what is full duplex? It means that on one side you could actually transmit and still be listening on the other side, which I'm going to test the FTM150 for later. So to me, that is the #1 reason why you are paying more. And it's not loads more. I think it's 1,600 instead of 1,300 for the FTX-1. Now, I will say that you cannot get the Icom 705 and just plug it into a back end like you can with the Optima. Yeah, no other. I can't think of any other radio that does that. The other key difference is you've got D-Star with Icom. And with Yaesu, you've got C4FM, PDN mode. You can still use a hotspot, a repeater for digital modes, but you are D-Star Icom, and then C4FM, YSF, FCS, whatever you want to call it, on the Yaesu FTX-1 field. So the speaker, you can see it protruding from underneath. You've got, because it's a dual band radio, you've got separate volume, squelch controls, channel changing on both sides there, okay? And the way they've designed the front end of the FTX, it's actually very similar to the front end of the Yaesu FT710. So it's almost like you're using a full-size radio. If you look at the 705, everything's been reduced in size. The microphone, I don't know why Icom did this. They did this sort of twin pin system where if you plug one jack in, it's a microphone. If you plug them both in, it's a speaker microphone. And then they gave us a smaller microphone. I don't think they should have done that. I think we should have just had a full-size microphone with an RJ45 type connector. And then we could have selected in the menu if we want speaker mic. I just think people want to hold a full-size mic, even if it's, if you go to Zygu, you get full-size mics. If you get the IC-100, you get a full-size mic. We want a full-size mic with all our radios, even if they're small and QRP. So, not a massive deal, but anyway. The other one is we're not seeing any Wi-Fi at all on the FTX. We're seeing Bluetooth, but the Bluetooth on the FTX looks like it's going to be audio only. Now, remember, a lot of what I'm saying here has not been confirmed. So I am not Yaesu, yeah? I'm not John Crook. I am Andreas at home, tinkering, making videos. So I'm not giving misinformation because this is all for entertainment's purposes. If you don't think I'm right, please correct me. Please send me messages. Give me information. I'm learning in front of you reading these brochures. So anyway, I feel like the Bluetooth won't be data, but there is a USB-C connection on the side. But they're saying that that's just to charge the battery. There's another DC connector. So the big thing for me is, okay, how are we communicating with this device? We don't have we don't have external display for either of these devices. Icom have the RSBA1. Yaesu used the SCU LAN 10 for the Yaesu 710 101 DX10, and I got it and I love it. I actually absolutely love it. 100% we should have that with our FTX. Yeah, we 100%. We want to know there's a way of moving that smaller screen to a big screen and actually having Yaesu screens. I'm sure that someone clever, because they're going to have a interaction here for things like FT8, you know, all the digi modes. They're going to have a connection for that. They'd be mad if they didn't, especially with QRP, because a lot of people do FT8 just on a table out and about with a long length of wire. So of course CW, all the settings CW and that is going to be fantastic, I would say. So let's just start to tune down. You've got this sort of backpack. Yeah, Yaesu, do the backpack thing. We like that. Why not? The battery that's in the 705 will also power your Icom 52. Very clever idea, but probably quite limiting on the battery. Although they did bring out the larger one. Was it the 307? And that actually is quite good. So yeah, can't knock that. Then I'm just quickly looking at here. RF direct sampling system. I mean, it's a pure SDR radio, isn't it? They're saying that the technology used for the FTX is more like the FTX, the DX10. We've got the Sherwood report here showing that the DX10, the 101 and the 710 right at the top of the list. It is, you know, and have a look at all this. I'll put that in the description as well so you can check out the Sherwood reports. Obviously we haven't got that for the FTX-1, but I'm sure we will, and I bet you it's going to be right up there. I'm sure that the front end of this is going to be amazing, yeah? So wireless LAN, it is still a big deal because you've got terminal mode with the 705, and that opens up so many things that you can connect to, and the fact that their Bluetooth is data. It is a data Bluetooth. GPS, they both got really good GPS, but yeah, it's an external module. They must have just run out of room, I suppose, to get everything in there. So they've done external GPS, Bluetooth, 40, 50 quid. I think they should have given us that, and then we would have been happy with those extras. I'm not seeing a long extension cable for adding the big Optima back end. It's only I believe it's 6 inches long. That's too short. We need a kit so we can separate it. You know, come on, that's basic common sense, is that many are gonna want that. So the brochure shows everything. You've got the 3DS display, but let's face facts. Everyone changes it so that the display looks like, and you can see it here, like the Icom one. So Icom have got the display right. We can put settings in on the FTX that make it similar. In the settings menu of the FTX, there is actually averaging settings, yeah? So possibly it has got it. I know we could definitely add it when we use the SCU LAN, but it's not been confirmed, although the settings are definitely in the instruction manual for averaging, and that does make the scope better. Now, people talk about not having averaging makes the scope like it's not usable. Well, that's completely not true. Completely not true. But having averaging, I think, gives you more control of what on what you're looking at. Lots of extras with the FTX. You've got the battery. You've got, I think, yeah, 3 tuners in total, because one's in the Optima SPA1. Which effectively has the 100-watt thing. Then you've got this sort of fan they're going to clip on the back when you power the FTX via a external DC supply, because it gets hot on FT8. Then you've got these 2 tuners, and they are different, okay? One's more compatible, it sort of specifically says there, automatic tuner, long wire, 50 ohm, and then you've got the other one, which is how you'd expect most tuners to operate. Where it plugs on the back. It's going to be quite a chunk, and there's your little Bluetooth BU6, which is the same as the BU5, but it has a cover over the side, and they have made a handle there, which I can see here. Nice to have that. And then the microphone and a few other extra bits here as well. FC40 compatible with the ATS 120, ATS 25, and all these Yaesu microphones. So, you know, I think it's virtually impossible to choose between the two, but if you want dual receive, you could go for the FTX, but then again, there's a lot of interactivity because of the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi data modes, RSBA1 software. There's a lot you might not be able to do. So very hard to choose, but very expensive to buy both. I feel like the new version of 705 is going to have USB-C. Are they going to get dual receive in there? It'd be so good if they did. I think dual receive, then you really do have a shack in the box. 705 with a tuner, be nice. So, you know, come on, there's a whole new future for ham radio that is evolving here. And we just cross our fingers that the prices are just okay. That's all we want. We don't want them to give it away, but we want to feel like what they're charging is about right. And then so you tell me, because I know that hundreds of people have said it's too much, it's too much. And they did when the 705 came out. But it is sort of 3 radios in one, because it's dual band independent, and then you've got the 100-watt thing that you clip into. So how do you price it? You know, it's quite a hard one. So thanks for watching my channel, and please subscribe if you haven't already yet. I'm just learning with you, remember that. And I don't think these have even shipped. I watched Walter Stanton video yesterday. He called Yaesu and they said they haven't quite shipped yet. Well, I would say because of that, these are 3 weeks away. Now they are going to have some at the next Hamvention, which I think is this weekend. Hopefully they're prototypes that are fully working, rather than just putting them in a glass counter, and so they look like they're fully working, but maybe they're not. You've got the Kenwood TM750 that's going to be at Hamvention, but that's not really a HF radio, but it is a proper dual band radio, I believe. Proper cross band. I think you can transmit on one side and receive at the other side at the same time, which is proper duplex, isn't it? So thanks for watching 7.3. Catch you on air. Bye for now.